The Dallas Cowboys have made a strategic move in the 2026 NFL Draft by selecting former Alabama and Texas A&M pass rusher LT Overton in the 4th round. But what does this mean for the team? Could this be a game changer or just another gamble? Fans, let us know where you're watching from and what you think about this pick in the comments below. Standing at 6'3" and weighing 274 pounds, Overton is a robust edge player. Yet there's a strong possibility he may transition to tackle at the professional level due to his less-than-ideal metrics as a natural end. The Cowboys front office is clearly banking on Overton's potential, but one has to question whether they truly address their needs in a way that will enhance their defensive line's effectiveness. Overton's collegiate journey is quite noteworthy. He played 49 games across 4 seasons at 2 powerhouse SEC programs, showcasing his versatility and capability. Last season at Alabama, he finished with 4 sacks and 42 total tackles, alongside 6 tackles for loss and 4 quarterback hurries in just 13 games, which includes 12 starts. The numbers indicate he's capable of making an impact, but can he translate that success to the next level? His time at Texas A&M also adds to his resume, where he registered 48 total tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 1 sack over 2 seasons. Coming out of Milton High School in Alpharetta, Georgia, he was a 5-star plus recruit, ranked as one of the top players in the nation. This pedigree sets high expectations for his performance in the NFL, and rightly so. However, the transition from college to the pros can be daunting, and many players fail to live up to their hype. NFL projections had Overton landing as a late day 2 or early day 3 selection, and his comparisons to Colts defensive tackle Adetomo Adebawore, a 4th-round pick in 2023, raised some eyebrows. On one hand, it demonstrates that Overton has the potential and skill set to thrive. On the other hand, it reflects a concerning narrative about his versatility as a tweener on the defensive line. Analyst Lance Zierlein's assessment of Overton brings a critical perspective to the table. He highlights Overton's strong base and ability to leverage his tremendous hip power to disrupt blockers. However, Zierlein doesn't hold back when it comes to Overton's deficiencies, pointing out his slow twitch with below-average get-off and below-average lateral quickness. These limitations could severely hinder his ability to pressure quarterbacks effectively from the edge. While Overton's power and rugged demeanor are undeniable assets, it begs the question, could he truly be a difference-maker in the Cowboys scheme? Zierlein's critique that Overton might be better suited for a 3-technique role raises alarms. If the Cowboys plan on moving him inside, they need to ensure that they have the right support system in place to facilitate that transition. Overton's play strength and leverage are qualities that could be beneficial in the Cowboys' defensive setup. But will he be able to overcome the hurdles that come with such a shift? The franchise is hoping they've found a diamond in the rough, but skepticism lingers among the fan base. The pressure is on both the coaching staff and Overton himself to prove that this selection was a calculated risk that will pay off in the long run. As we await the unfolding of Overton's career in Dallas, the Cowboys' commitment to reshaping their defensive line is clear. How effectively they utilize him will ultimately determine if this draft pick becomes a cornerstone of their defense or just another missed opportunity. With that in mind, let's move on to the next big story that could shake things up for the Cowboys this season. The Dallas Cowboys have made a significant move in the 4th round of the 2026 NFL Draft, selecting cornerback Devin Moore with the 114th overall pick. This decision is stirring quite a bit of conversation among fans and analysts alike, especially given Moore's intriguing blend of talent and potential tempered by a history of injuries. What do you think the Cowboys will go from here? Let us know where you're watching from and your take on this pick. Moore's journey began at the University of Florida, where he showcased his skills over 4 seasons, culminating in a noteworthy senior year. He made 35 tackles, including 2 for loss, defended 3 passes, and recorded 2 interceptions, a sack, and a forced fumble, all while starting in all 11 games he played. This performance stands out, especially considering the injuries that plagued him early in his collegiate career, limiting him to just 12 games in his freshman and sophomore years. When discussing his time on the field, Moore expressed the emotional weight of those opportunities. "It's meant the world, man," he reflected in November. "There's no better feeling than being out there with my brothers." This underscores not just his commitment to the game, but also the camaraderie he values, which can be critical for a player adapting to the professional game. The reality of college football is that players only get a handful of guaranteed Saturdays, and Moore clearly doesn't take that lightly. Despite his injury challenges, Moore's senior campaign gained him traction in scouting circles, leading to a strong performance at the NFL Scouting Combine. His impressive metrics, running a 4.50 second 40-yard dash and standing at 6'3", 200 pounds, caught the attention of many. However, the question remains, can he translate that potential into success at the NFL level? Not everyone is convinced about Moore's readiness for the big leagues. NFL.com's Lance Zierlein raised some valid concerns, noting that while Moore possesses the size and length for an outside cornerback, his limited experience due to injuries could be a red flag. Zierlein pointed out that Moore plays with adequate eye balance as a short zone defender, but struggles with foot quickness and acceleration, which could hinder his ability to keep up with faster route runners. This criticism is crucial for a franchise like the Cowboys, which expects its defensive backs to excel in coverage, particularly in a division filled with explosive offenses. As the Cowboys look to build a formidable defense, the selection of Moore could be seen as both a gamble and a potential reward. If he can overcome his injury history and develop the necessary skills to adjust to the NFL's speed, he might become a valuable asset. However, the concerns surrounding his durability and transition to the professional level cannot be overlooked. How will this pick influence the Cowboys' defensive strategy moving forward? Will they be able to mold Moore into a key player, or will his past injuries continue to haunt him? This situation is one to watch closely as the Cowboys prepare for the upcoming season, and it certainly adds another layer to the narrative of their defensive roster. As we transition to our next segment, the implications of Moore's selection could ripple through the Cowboys' plans this season, so stay tuned for more insights and analysis. Devin Moore is now officially a Dallas Cowboy, selected with the 114th overall pick in the 4th round of the 2026 NFL Draft. His contract, a 4-year deal worth $5.4 million, brings both excitement and skepticism into the conversation surrounding the Cowboys' defensive roster. For fans watching from home, where are you tuning in from, and what do you think about this pick? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. As we dive deeper into Moore's background, it's clear that his journey to the NFL was not without its challenges. During his 4 seasons at the University of Florida, he showcased his potential with 30 game appearances. His senior year was particularly impressive, where he logged a career-high of 35 tackles, along with 2 tackles for loss, 3 passes defended, 2 interceptions, a sack, and a forced fumble. Starting all 11 games, Moore demonstrated a commitment to his craft. But that was after a tough battle with injuries that limited his appearances in his early college years. The emotional weight of playing alongside teammates cannot be understated. Moore himself reflected on this in a heartfelt statement back in November. He said, "It's meant the world, man. There's no better feeling than being out there with my brothers." Those words resonate deeply, especially for a player who has fought to overcome adversity. He understands the value of every opportunity on the field, emphasizing that you can't take any of them for granted. As he steps into the NFL, that mentality could be a crucial asset for the Dallas Cowboys. Moore's high school career at Naples, Florida, painted a picture of a rising star, being recognized as a 4-star prospect, ranked as the 194th overall player and the 18th safety in the 2022 recruiting cycle by Rivals. Despite the setbacks, his senior season and subsequent performance at the NFL Scouting Combine turned heads. A 4.50 second 40-yard dash and a 1.56 second 10-yard split highlight his athleticism, standing tall at 6'3" and weighing 200 pounds, a physical profile that should intrigue Cowboys fans. However, it's essential to temper our excitement with a critical lens. Not all scouts share the same enthusiasm for Moore's potential. NFL.com's Lance Zierlein raised some red flags, noting that while Moore has the size and skills to be a solid outside cornerback, his lack of experience due to injuries could hinder his transition to the next level. Zierlein pointed out that while Moore shows promise in press coverage, he struggles with speed and coverage, particularly against quicker route runners, a potential concern for a Cowboys defense that has faced challenges in this area. This analysis brings up an important point. While Moore has the athletic metrics and a stellar college career to back him up, the Cowboys must ensure that he can overcome the durability issues and transition to the NFL's higher competitive standards. The ability to anticipate plays and adapt to the speed of the game will be crucial for him. especially given the talent he will be up against in the NFC East. As we wrap up this segment on Devin Moore, it's clear that there are both reasons for optimism and caution. The Cowboys are taking a calculated risk with this pick, banking on Moore's potential and resilience to shine through. The hope is that he can develop into a reliable member of the secondary, contributing to a unit that has had its ups and downs in recent seasons. As we conclude our coverage of the latest news surrounding the Dallas Cowboys, what are your thoughts on this draft pick? Do you believe Devin Moore can make an impact on the field, or do you think the injury concerns will haunt him in the NFL? Make sure to drop your opinions in the comments, and let's keep the conversation going. If you haven't already, subscribe for more updates and insights as we follow the Dallas Cowboys through the season.